Today, we're going to talk about a player who wasn't just on a team, he was the team's heartbeat. We're diving into the incredible story of a local kid from Liverpool who became a true global icon of the game, Steven Gerrard. You know, when a genius like Ronaldinho calls you one of the greatest, that's not just praise, that's the ultimate seal of approval. We're not just talking about some great player here. We're talking about someone his own peers, the best of the best, looked at and said, yeah, he's on our level. So how exactly did he earn that kind of respect? Well, our story doesn't start in a packed stadium under bright lights. Nope. It begins in the suburbs of Liverpool, where a young boy's determination was tested long, long before he ever made his first team debut.
Now, his journey was anything but a straight line to the top. Look at this timeline. He joins the academy at 9, full of dreams, right? But then he hits these massive growth spurts that cause chronic back and groin problems. We're talking injuries that could have easily ended his career before it even got started.
And it wasn't just the growth spurts. I mean, get this. As a kid, he had a freak accident with a garden fork that almost led to him having a toe amputated. It's crazy to think about, but it's these kinds of challenges, these early battles, that really forge that grit, that famous never say die attitude we all saw on the pitch. So all that early grit, it really laid the groundwork for what came next. He went from this tenacious young player just fighting to have a career to becoming the man who would literally carry the hopes of an entire club, an entire city, right on his shoulders. Gerrard pretty much became the textbook definition of a box-to-box midfielder. What does that really mean? It means he had the engine and the skill to do absolutely everything. One minute, he's making a last-ditch game-saving tackle in his own penalty area. The next, he's charging up the field to score a 30-yard screamer. He wasn't just a part of the game. He was all over it. And his all-around skill set was just incredible. He could sit deep and shield the defense, he could dictate the pace of the game, or he could burst forward and be the main attacker. That versatility, mixed with that thunderbolt of a long-range shot and his unbelievable vision for a killer pass, well, it made him a complete nightmare for any team trying to stop him. He could beat you in so many different ways. And at just 23 years old, think about that, 23, the manager handed him the captain's armband. This was a responsibility he'd hold for more than a decade, longer than any other player in Liverpool's entire history. The kid from a nearby town was now the official leader of the club he loved. Okay, this brings us to the moment that didn't just define his career but cemented his name in football legend forever. The 2005 Champions League final, a night in Istanbul that basically rewrote what we thought was possible in a football match. So, the stage is set for the biggest game in club football, but the dream is quickly turning into an absolute nightmare. They're down 3-0 at halftime against a legendary AC Milan side, a team with superstars like Maldini, Pirlo, and Kaká. This wasn't just a loss. It was shaping up to be a total humiliation. I mean, so pretty much any other team with any other captain, yeah, it would have been game over, pack it up. But this was Steven Gerrard's Liverpool. Gerrard didn't just play in this comeback, he practically willed it into existence. In the 54th minute, he scores this incredible looping header to make it 3-1 and give them a sliver of hope. Just 6 minutes later, after rallying his teammates, he makes a powerful run into the box, gets taken down, and wins the penalty that makes it 3-3. Then, in extra time, completely exhausted, he ends up playing as a makeshift right back, making goal-saving tackles. He single-handedly dragged his team back from the dead. Istanbul was, of course, the absolute peak. But his real legacy, his true story, was built day in and day out over 17 years of unwavering, absolute dedication to his boyhood club. And the numbers? They're just staggering. 710 appearances. That's the third most in the club's history. 186 goals. And just look at that trophy cabinet. You know, in today's game, where players are constantly moving for bigger contracts or a better shot at a trophy, his loyalty was something special. He was, and he always will be, Mr. Liverpool. But even after he hung up his boots, his football journey was far from over. He managed to translate that incredible on-field football brain into success as a manager. He took all that tactical knowledge and leadership from the pitch and moved it to the sideline. And he proved it worked, most famously leading Rangers to an undefeated league title in Scotland. Just amazing. When you look back, his story is about so much more than just goals and trophies. It's really a testament to leadership, to loyalty, and to this unbreakable bond with a city and its people. His whole career was about stepping up when it mattered most, which leaves us with a pretty big question. In the modern Dame, will we ever see another hero quite like Steven Gerrard?